Well, good morning. For those of you joining me live, it is Friday morning, bright and early at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And welcome to Coffee Chat, this week's edition of Coffee Chat with me, Catherine Oster. Hello. I'm just going to chill out for a minute and see if anybody else can join me live. Good morning, Loretta. Good morning, lady. Good morning, Lil. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for jumping on. This week, hey, good morning, Mom. Okay. I'm so excited to talk about this topic with you. So I'm just going to wait 30 more seconds. Okay. That wasn't 30 seconds, but we're going to jump in. So, I'm a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness. No, I didn't, Loretta. Anyway, I'm a certified facilitator with Access Consciousness, and Access Consciousness is this body of work and these tools and conversations that invite you to begin to acknowledge and see how aware you actually are. Now, when I say you're aware, what does that even mean? Well, what if all of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are coming up for you, that you are feeling or thinking, are not even yours? Good morning, Carmen. What if you're aware of other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and other people's energetic stuff? So what this conversation today is going to be about is about decisions, judgments, conclusions, and computations, projections, and expectations. Now, this is going to be a very, very light toe dip into that whole topic. But what I wanted to tell you guys about is how this can affect you. And so I am working with this gal. She just opened up her own business, offering sessions, bars, Reiki, crystals, card readings, and whatever else she's got going on. All the ways that she can contribute to healing and changing people energetically. And she started offering sessions, and people were showing up, and the sessions were so great, and she was just so feeling very excited. She was getting really great feedback. And then there was this one person who booked a session with her, and she had all of this stuff come up. She was worried about doing a good session. She was worried that the person wasn't going to enjoy the session. It wasn't going to create anything for them. And then they would go forth and tell people that it was how bad, wrong, and terrible she is, basically. And there was some other stuff that came up with it, but that's kind of the energy of it. And so, so she asked a question. She asked me to ask her a question. And I was gave her this clearing to run. And a clearing statement is designed to bring up all the stuff, all the insanity, all the thoughts in your head. And then we run this Access Consciousness clearing statement to basically dissipate the energy. It's an energetic magic wand to just start to change the energy around what is coming up for us. So the clearing statement I gave her was all of the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, expectations, separations, and rejections that you have about doing a session with this person, and that this person has about doing a session with you, and that other people have about this person doing a session with you. Because that's the other thing is if this client that's booking a session with you, maybe they've told other people, maybe they haven't. But if they have told other people, well, then other people, what automatically comes up is a projection and an expectation. oh, well, she's going to love it, or, oh, well, that doesn't really seem like her thing, so why is she choosing this? You know, she's probably not going to like it. Oh my God, you know, like that energy starts being created around this whole thing. And so there's a few things, like the person booking the session is aware of it, whether they have acknowledged it or not. So they might have this kind of crazy thoughts going around in their head that other people are projecting. And you're aware of it too. So it just brings up this weirdness. So it's not about trying to figure out what this is. It's basically just clearing the energetic space so the session can show up and be greater than you could ever imagine. Like decision is where we have decided what is the right way to do a session. A judgment that we have about something is whether it's right or wrong. And a conclusion is also like, well, I only do this. And a computation is like figuring it out. Hey, Robert, good morning. A computation is like figuring out how to get it right. Like the sequence of events, like a computation, like A plus B equals C. And then a projection is like people projecting that it's going to be this way or that it's not going to be this way. And if your brain has already turned to mush while I'm talking, it's okay. You can listen to the recording if you like. And an expectation is, well, what the client often comes in with an expectation of, whether we know it or not, we all have expectations. So this clearing, what it can do is it starts to like just get rid of all that crap that's not even creating anything. That's basically going to keep the session a certain way and a limitation. So anyway, so she ran the clearing and ran the clearing and ran the clearing. And then what ended up showing up was afterwards, she did get feedback from this client and the session was amazing. And it was beyond what she could ever imagine possible. And it was great. And so, yeah. So I have been running this clearing. Hi, Jenny. You know, all the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, projections, expectations, separations and rejections that I have about classes. Like even if I'm the person taking the class, or if I'm the person facilitating the class, like running that clearing will just start to create the class that you're taking or that you are facilitating in ways that are beyond what you could ever imagine possible. And so I will type that clearing out for you guys. I'm not going to say when, but sometime today with like the description above this video. So if you would like, you can start playing with it. I'll also put a link to the Access Consciousness clearing statement, which is right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. That's the energetic magic wand that begins to change things energetically. So if you've ever taken a class with me in like the last 3 years, I've been using this clearing a lot, and the class never shows up like you think it will. And it always is greater than what we could ever imagine possible. So whatever you do, don't run this clearing with regards to anything in your life every day. It might just show up greater than you could ever imagine possible, and you might just start having more fun than you can handle. That would be a very terrible thing. So that is my coffee chat with you guys today. Now, on a little side note, this is not, I mean, maybe it's related, but not really, about like how things can show up. So I think a lot of you are maybe my Facebook friends, and I posted on Facebook that Travis in our house, he built a corner. We're getting a wood stove put in, and he did the wall with some beautiful stone and some tile and some wood mantle. Like it looks really great. Anyway, he's kind of got the bug of like creating things now. Like he really actually enjoyed it. There was no pressure. He worked on it when he had time. So now he wants to like build some chairs or something. So quite a few years ago when we still lived in Turtleford, I had bought him this carpenter book about building stuff, like home building stuff. And the lady's name was Anna White. And he was looking for this book. And I don't know. I don't have a sense of where it is since we've moved here like 6 years ago. I don't know where the book went. But so he was looking for that book yesterday and looking in the closets and kind of in all the spaces where we don't normally go. And now I want to say like a month ago or so, I was also looking for books. When I was younger, like 12, 13, 14, there was a series for young girls about that age called the Thoroughbred series. And there was this whole series of books all about horses, race horses, and all the stories, and it was so good. And I bought, like my parents bought for me every single one of these books in this series. There was like 25 of them. And I had asked my mom about a month ago, like if she remembered where they were, because they used to be at her place. And I kind of looked for them here and I couldn't find them. And I had asked her and she looked and she didn't have them. And we checked with my aunt because I thought maybe I'd given them for my niece, but she didn't have them. So then I was kind of like, oh, and I looked like online to see if I could buy them anywhere. And nothing was showing up for them. I could kind of find a few books here and there, but there was like not the whole series. And I knew I had the whole series. And I know that Helena is kind of getting to be that age where I think she would really love to read these books. And so anyway, yesterday when Travis was looking for his book, the carpenter book, he's like, oh yeah. And I found this box of books in the closet, like, it's like Thoroughbred books or something. He just randomly mentions that to me and I'm like, what? You found the books? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was so excited. So I go in and I pull the books and I show Helena. And so she took out the first novel and like, they're fairly thick. I told her if she's not ready to read it quite yet, it's okay. They'll be there for when she's a little bit older. But she thought that she would try. I was so excited. Plus, there was all these old photo albums of me and my horses back in the day when you had to print your pictures. From my first horse to like when I was in 4-H, and all my horses for probably like 6 or 7 years from when I was 12 to when I graduated. And it just melted me. I was so melted. I'm like, wow. And I'd forgotten about them. Now, I knew that those books were somewhere, but I couldn't really pinpoint them, but they do show up. So kind of the point of my whole second story is there's like this thing that you can energetically engage with things in your life that maybe you think you've lost, you can't find yet. If you have enough patience, like they will show up. Like don't discount. Like I was even going to go and buy new books, but I didn't have to. Hey, good morning, Lori. Because they were there and they showed up. So now I wonder where this Anna White book is for Travis to build some chairs. And I'm going to energetically engage with that book. And I just by thinking about it and like wondering where it is. So you can play with that. Like if there's something in your life that you're looking for that you think you have lost, just think about it. And when you think about it, you bring up the energy of it. And then like ask it to show you where it is. Like, where are you? Like, show me. So I'm going to play with that with this carpenter book and we'll see if it shows up. I wonder where it will show up. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I will get that clearing posted in the video description and have an amazing day today. Wherever you are, whatever you are up to. I wonder how much fun you can have. Cheers. Bye-bye for now.